Mm. Oh, hello. Good to see you. All right. It is. All right. It is exactly 2 o'clock. Huh? It's exactly 2 o'clock. Okay. So we're punctual. All right. Let's see if anybody else is on their way. Yeah. So cold. It is cold. It is cold. Some of them have to come all the way from the north end. Yes. Yeah. So now you said that you did not like the book. Well, the beginning was catchy, it was fascinating, but as I read on and on, the language, I mean, it doesn't have to be quite Conroy, but I didn't quite like the colloquial or whatever. Yeah. No, I mean, it's okay for dialogues, but not the whole narrative, the whole story is calling that same. That's a good point. That's a good point. And there were a lot of them. It was confusing too. I wish they would just run off to Mexico and live some decent life and behave themselves. But it was kind of interesting in the beginning. And I kept on reading and reading, and then got more and more complicated. So that's where I got stuck. That makes sense. Another person who was going to come to book club, and I don't know if they're going to have, said that they found it a little confusing because because it takes place in California, and the writing style is kind of West Coasty. Yeah. So I think that's an interesting point about the narrative style and the colloquialism. What did you think about it? I know you're still reading it. Yeah, I think it's a different style. I liked it in terms of the prose and the narrative. It's a little different than I expected. Yeah, I liked it a lot. As you know, I read book club books at the last minute, so they're fresh in my mind. So I was up late finishing this, and but I did not want to put it down. I wanted to know what happened, and I thought the writing style was interesting. I thought it was interesting the way it kind of dealt with kind of the theme of misinformation and the fantastical and like weird things happening. So I thought that was interesting. All right, we have some questions here. If you have already read The Things They Carry, has anybody read Tim O'Brien's previous book, The Things They Carry? I never read this book. This was the first one. Okay, all right. I read that one. It's actually on one of our book displays right now, and I really liked it, and that was a reason that I was looking forward to reading this one. But that one also had the theme of the difference between emotional and factual truth. So the question is, how does American Fantastica explore the theme of truthfulness? Tough question. Well, none of the characters are very truthful. They are not. But they're all judging each other for being equally untruthful. Yeah. Little chronic liar. And they're lying to themselves too. Right.
I was gonna say, like you mentioned the difference between factual and emotional.
Yeah.
I think they convince themselves that they're living their emotional truth, but they're not really doing that either.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We learn early in the novel that when Boyd robbed the bank for $81,000,
Yeah.
he had $72,000 in his own account. Yeah.
He didn't steal very much.
No. So if he wasn't in it for the money, what was his true motivation for the robbery?
He put the food of it. Was he avenging something that I didn't know about, find out about?
Well, he didn't think he'd be living much longer, so I guess he didn't think he'd have to live with the consequences.
Yeah, yeah. Because it kind of comes down to like he was expecting to die at the end.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So I think he just kind of
It gave him an excuse to leave town and
mhm, yeah,
throw his life away.
yeah. Um, American Fantastica is a classic on the road narrative, exploring movement through the American landscape, particularly the West. How does the novel play with this genre, whose forebearers range from Twain to Cather to Kerouac and beyond?
I didn't understand the question.
So, like, how does this book fit into like the genre of road trip novel?
Oh, well, this is more complicated, uh, more stuff, more unsavory character.
And like you don't just follow one set of characters, like everyone's kind of on the road coming at each other at weak angles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I thought was interesting with that. There's in the road trip narrative, there's so much backtracking and back and forth. It's not just like from here to there.
Everyone's looking for each other and keep missing each other.
Yeah,
Running into each other by accident.
yeah. So it's almost like it's like a zigzaggy road trip.
Mhm.
And there was so much about hotels. Like so much of the book took place in hotels and campers and
Yeah.
All terrible hotels.
all beautiful hotels, and so much about the cars and Randy and his car and
Camper.
yeah, and the camper.
I was about to say one of my takeaways was that campers are not easy to drive.
I've never driven a camper. There's a couple of people who come to book club sometimes who are RVers, and I wish they were here to voice their RVing experience because I've never.
I've never been in one either. But some of them are, I mean, deluxe.
Yeah.
Because we'll be home and then the house is full.
Mm-hmm.
You need a driver to do that. But
Right.
I don't think they were really built for zigzagging.
No.
Kind of more of a point A to point B conveyance.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The book includes several interstitial passages that capture the national zeitgeist. Oh, this question has two of my favorite words, interstitial and zeitgeist.
right, but I had to look that up. It's a contemporary.
Yes, it's like the culture around us. Yeah.
They sound like Angie's words.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the Angie word. Defining the beliefs and feelings of the time. Discuss the role of those passages. What do they add to the story as a whole? So, Miss Tosh, you mentioned that you didn't like the way those were written,
Yeah,
like
I
the
don't like
colloquials. Yeah.
I mean, it applies to, I mean, appeal to young people. I understand.
Okay.
No, I'm old fashioned. I like when I read my book, I am not reading a cartoon. You know, I want to read some really good writing
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
beside the story.
Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, I thought it was interesting 'cause, like, the main narrative could have been written without that, and then it would have just been a realist story.
Mhm.
And instead, it's kind of got like a magical realism quality.
Right, right. 'Cause, like, it didn't really have anything to do with what was going on with our characters, other than their story is taking place with the backdrop of
Yeah, in a cultural context.
in a cultural context, and it kind of uh literalizes, like, we all know that there's a lot of misinformation out there about a lot of things, the internet, and so I thought it was interesting to, like, kind of literalize that, and, like, what if, you know, the lies actually smelled bad, or actually, you know, were actually tangible. And yeah, they add kind of a magical realist sense to the story, and it felt like everything was almost like a little bit like one step removed from real life.
Yeah, too far fetched.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little off kilter.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the lies were like maybe a little too close to real life.
Mhm.
To lies we've heard in real life.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the things that, like, the characters were making up were like, I could see someone believing that. Um, the novel is set in 2019 to 2020 and uses a moment in our recent past to explore the present day. Um, what commentary does the story make about the current state of the country?
It feels like time is moving fast if you can write a book in 2023 set in 2019.
I know that was one of my thoughts, was that it's like the fact that it was written.
That's like already retro.
Yeah, the fact that it was written only 3 years after when it takes place, but so much had changed since then that it was, the before times. Um, it was definitely giving me flashbacks.
Yeah.
And I think it was interesting to kind of explore, like in the early days of COVID when there's so much misinformation, and it's like misinformation, like that we colloquially say, like, going viral, but also an actual virus.
Yeah.
Kind of like almost too on the nose. But
Yeah.
for real
What if
life.
the misinformation was a virus?
Yeah, yeah. Um, all right. What is Angie's function in the story? Despite her front of innocence, what can we understand about her deeper motivations?
Um, I mean, she seemed to be presenting herself as somewhat different than she was, even though she kind of tried to position herself as the most honest one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she wasn't very honest about her personality or her history.
Yeah. What do you think about Angie's role in the story?
And it was that the bank clerk?
Yep.
Yeah, she's a character. I mean, I like her. I mean,
Yeah.
on the book.
I liked her less.
Yeah.
I think like the narrative initially positions her as like the voice of reason, but I don't know if anyone really is like as the story unfolds.
Yeah, it seems like she kind of explores the theme of like lying to yourself because like she's very invested in her identity and like an honest person and a good person, but it's like, well, when she lies, she has a good reason. Or, when she does something, immoral, she has a good reason. So,
And I think like more than anyone, she's the one who kind of like gives herself the right to decide how other people feel.
yeah.
Like, oh, I'm in love with you, so now you're in love with me.
Yeah.
Like I've decided.
Yeah.
But, like, are other people lying to you, or do you just not like what they're telling you?
Yeah. She was very persistent.
Yeah.
So tell me, in the end, do they get together? I mean, Andy and
Angie and Boyd, they do not.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting to I really thought, well, maybe they will.
Yeah.
As much of an odd couple as they would be.
Because she had a crush on you, right?
She was and she was not taking no for an answer. Okay, yeah, that's the next question. Explore the bond between Boyd and Angie. How does their relationship compare to Boyd's relationship with his ex-wife?
Well, I think he still loved him. I mean, what's it?
Yeah, I think he still loved Adeline.
Been a lot of it.
Mhm.
But the wife helped him out. I mean,
Mhm.
he was very supportive.
Yeah, I think it was interesting. Like it seemed like Evelyn very much did not love her second husband.
Yeah.
She was just with him for the money and the
A very practical decision.
yeah. So it did kind of seem like the Boyd and Evelyn were still in love with each other, but they didn't actually want to be together. Um, and then the last question that I have is like, where you see Boyd's journey at the end of the novel, is there room for happiness? Like, do you think Boyd is going to have to get the end?
Well,
Or do you get the end?
And so I'm curious, did he redeem himself or what happened to him? I mean,
Yeah, well, if you want to keep reading, but you don't, that's okay. Yeah, so basically he went back to through a lot of string pulling and things. It was like he went back to his old life. He went back to work at JC Penney. He didn't get charged with the bank robbery or any of that. And he went back to working at the bank. It was like none of it ever happened. But does that make him happy? I don't know.
but what did they do with the money? I mean, did he pay the balance that he owed the bank or?
It got paid off so that he didn't owe it, but by that time he mostly spends it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like it was kind of ambiguous whether he could ever be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems to be acting from unresolved grief, so I don't know if going back to his old life will fix that.
Yeah, he said that he wanted that, but does he know what he wants?
Right, like it's easy to convince yourself, like with depression or whatever, that if this thing happens, then you'll feel differently.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something you don't think is possible, because then you don't have to prove yourself wrong.
Right. Right.
So, like, is getting what he wants kind of a curse if it's making him face himself?
Yeah, that seems to be kind of an open question. Well, those are all the questions I printed. Did anybody have any more thoughts on the book? Are you going to keep reading it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let me know when you get to the end.
Alright. Well, there's some more stuff.
There's some twists and turns.
Oh.
All right. Well,
Next book is.
next book is Alice in Wonderland.
Okay, I've never read it, so
All right.
it'll be good for me.
Excellent, excellent. And it's a short read.
Oh,
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna be showing the movie.
ah,
And yes, and next week is Red Talk. And then end of February is Alice in Wonderland.
Hmm.
So
Rolling the TV and on wheels.
and we have a projector now.
Oh, fancy.
Look,
oh my gosh.
Whoa.
it is fancy. So this was a short discussion, but thank you for
Very
coming.
interesting, yes.
All right.
Inside.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Smaller crowd than usual. Maybe other people didn't like the book.